fine with it the first time. It's not a big deal, but if your horse is pretty spooky, I'd like to do a good 3 times where they desensitize. Well, I'm desensitizing and they show me a sign of relaxing 3 times on each spot before I move on. But that could take a couple days. So this is me doing the right side for the first time. This is what the left side looked like at first, and you just didn't see it because I didn't have the camera out, which I should have because it was really good footage. But when I first started here, like it kind of slapped her on the side, and that was just, you know, it happens. Sometimes I didn't get it over there, but so I just, like, she would just get worried every time it went over her back. So I just went on to, like, make it a little bit easier on her, and it's just, I'm just lifting it up as if I was gonna put it on her, because I don't want to yank on her and pull her head to me real tight. I want her to move around and move her feet and know that that's like an available option, and lots of horses do much better like that. I don't want to just yank her face, but I do need a little bit of control to where, like, if she got scared, she's not gonna just run past me and kick out at me. You know, I need a little bit of control of her head. So she's worried about it here, but I also think a lot of that is she thinks she's supposed to be lunging, or she's at least supposed to be moving. So, and then I stopped when she transitioned down to a walk there. She did transition back up into a trot, but she walked, so I stopped. And I should have clicked right then and rewarded her. Like, I was mostly just doing the natural horsemanship stuff until I found this. So sometimes I'll just, like, revert to my old ways and forget to, like, click some things. But I'm getting better with that. And I just go back, like, trying to go back up over her withers. And I'm just staying, like, parallel to her front leg and off to the side. And then she's got enough rope so she can move around, move her head. But I'm staying in a safe place. Just keep going with that nice rhythm. And she's worried, but I'm not yanking on her face. I'm like, okay, you can move, but, like, don't run me over, don't take off, you know. So I think I barely touched the rope here at all. So that was perfect. So I clicked that. She stopped moving. I stopped desensitizing, clicked her, fed her. Because I get in the habit of forgetting to click, or I'll be like, oh, they should just do that, I don't have to click. Get into one of those situations, like never be ashamed of, like, clicking and feeding, like, it's just helping you. Unless, obviously, if you're clicking and feeding something that they shouldn't be doing, because they will learn how to do that quite fast. But as far as, like, I'll go back to, like, I'm releasing, okay, that's good. And I'm so used to just the release is what they need that I forget to, like, add that in, and it just helps them learn so much faster. So there, she was good with it, so I clicked and fed again because she's accepting it up over her withers a lot better. But you can tell she just, like, oh, like, okay, this is what you want. Like, it just completely changes her. It's crazy. And this is the first time she's had this done, and, like, a few minutes ago she was running around, and now she's got her head level and she's looking at me and she's attentive, and, you know, she's worried, but it could have been a much different story if, you know, the clicker training wasn't involved. So I just tossed it, like, one time. The previous time I tossed it on her twice. This time, before I clicked and rewarded, she was still staying relaxed. Like, I could have continued going, but I was like, no, this is good. This is perfect. She was blinking her eyes and I clicked. So if I'm desensitizing, she's standing still. She was already standing still. Like, I want to click when she relaxes. So, like, if your horse is really bad, like, she wasn't horrible. If your horse is really bad, just terrified of something, I go ahead and click while they're standing still, even though they're not showing a sign of relaxation, just because, hey, you're standing still, that's fantastic. But for her, since she was worried, but not horrible, I'm just going to wait for that sign of relaxation. So it's really by horse basis, depending on how much they're worried about something. But she just caught on to that so much faster. So good. And I mean, and she was a lot better than she was at first on that left side. She was pulling and, like, just running a lot faster. And I wish I got that on video, but you could tell, like, it's a little kind of experiment, I guess, to show the power of like positive reinforcement. That's why I wish I had it on video, because you can see how, like, when the video first started, she was pretty cool with having the left side down. She was a little worried, but not horrible. And then that like translated over to the other side, because you couldn't see when she was very first started, and she was just losing it. Like, she trotted around here and was worried, but not nearly as much as when I first started doing on the left side. So there's your like evidence for your, you know, negative reinforcement, natural horsemanship kind of thing, where yeah, you're gonna get better for sure. But compared to the positive reinforcement, like, I clicked her 3 times, like, and now she's like, okay, cool. So I just think that's fantastic. So I'm just getting it comfortable with her over her back here, and she's just like, she's got her head down, like, so much more relaxed. There, I clicked her for that because like she hadn't had it that low the whole session, I don't think. So I'm just being like, yeah, that's perfect. And she's not like the one where she's shoving her head down and be like, hey, you know, look at me, I'm relaxing. Like, that's not what's happening here. She's showing me relaxing behavior, and I'm rewarding it. So she's blinking her eyes there. That's why I rewarded and released. Let's start up on her hips here. I don't think she's flinching. I think she blinked there. But it's super important as you're tossing that rope on and you notice she's not flinching, because you kind of have to pay attention to both things at once. You see she's blinking, and like she blinked and you're tossing it on. You click as soon as you see those things while you're tossing it on, or while you're taking off, like while you're in movement. Like, don't stop doing it and then like they have to get used to, like, oh, you were relaxed while that was moving on you. That's super important. Or she flinched a bit. It's kind of hard to get on the hips because it can kind of go all over the place. Just waiting for her. I can't tell from this angle if she's flinching, but I think I'm waiting for her to blink her eyes here. And she's kind of just like, because I did click her for that head down, she was kind of like just pushing her head down. And the way you can tell that is if they put their head down, usually really fast. And the other tell is if they put their head down, they blink their eyes, then yes, reward. They just shove their head down, or they put their head down, they're not blinking, then don't reward. I mean, if that needs to be a stepping stone in the beginning, for sure do it, like I did here, but don't continue to do it every single time. Because I did it once, and she's like much more relaxed and has the head down, which is just what she needs, because horses are more relaxed with their head down. But I don't want to continue to reinforce that over and over without that eye blink. So there, she's blinking her eyes, clicked rewarded. Just so much better on this side. So much better with that positive reinforcement. She's just really getting it good. And I did use that on the other side. I did. But probably not as much as I should have. Should use a little bit more. So she's learning pretty good to go through this lesson. And just from what she was in the beginning, I'm super happy how she like worked through it. Because like when she was running around here, I would just stop when she broke to a walk. Like, I should have clicked and fed her. That would have helped a lot better. Like, didn't do it on this side when she was doing that. I didn't do it on the other side that's not in this video, and I should have. I think she would have learned a lot faster. But she's just a completely different horse at this point. Like, she's got her head pretty relaxed and level with her body. She's not running off. She's not trying to trot off. So it's just a huge improvement from the beginning, and that's what you want with every session. I'm just waiting for an eye blink here. So you don't want to like stare at their face and like, oh, are you blinking your eye? But you kind of need to pay attention to both things. Like, are you making sure you're being rhythmic with the rope? Are you hitting the right body part? And then what is the rest of the horse's body telling you? And then, are your eye blinking? You kind of have to pay attention to all those things at once. So she was pretty cool with her hind legs. She blinked a few times. She didn't ever try and walk off, and she didn't raise her head even any. And most horses are pretty cool with their front legs. They're just not really bothered. Some horses with their hind legs, it kind of depends, but not too much. So I ended on that right side, and then I just wanted to go back and check the left side since she was struggling with so much, and she's just so much better. I was hoping for the video she'd probably be like, oh, I'm still worried about it, but she wasn't. So it makes for a less exciting video, but I'm super excited because she understood the lesson and it definitely retained because she didn't try and run off again. So I was just going back and double checking my work and making sure that she was still cool with it on that side, and then I'm going to come this side and be like, oh, do you remember this? Perfect. So I'm just kind of checking my bases here and making sure she's still cool with it when I change sides really quick, and then when I walk up to her and desensitize her, because some horses are worried about just the walking up itself, so that kind of adds another dimension to it. But she did fantastic for her first desensitizing to the rope lesson.